In spiritual circles, people talk about source energy and the source a lot, but no one really explains what it is. So that's what I'm going to do in this video, which is part one of a two-parter. Part two is going to explain how source energy translates into you and me sitting in this dimension today, watching this video. So look out for that one too. Now, be warned, I'm probably going to challenge some closely held beliefs, but that is my job. My mission is to demystify spirituality and the spiritual awakening process and empower people to take charge of their journeys by giving them knowledge. Okay, so what is the source, or what is source energy? You can think of the source as one enormous consciousness. It's a mind. We already know this from Buddhism, which states clearly, everything is mind. But I'm going to take you to the next level of understanding using my trusty iPad Procreate. So Source is an enormous consciousness which encompasses our entire universe. It contains our universe. It also exists within another universe, which looks pretty similar to ours, identical even on some levels. Now, when I talk about our universe, I'm talking about the whole 13 dimensions, not just the one dimension we're sitting in watching this video. I'm going to explain the 13 dimensions in another video soon, so hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you want to catch that one. Now, here's the bit about Source that may challenge some beliefs. What we refer to as Source has an identity. She is conscious and she is self-aware. I have heard her called the Great Mother and the Divine Feminine. I myself have previously called her the Architect because she created our universe, but she didn't design it. But the Source calls herself Athena, so that's the name I'm going to use too. So every single thing in our universe derives from and is made of this one consciousness, Athena's. It is all one. Everything is the same. Matter is just a figment of the imagination, literally. And quantum physics already tells us that. But here's the interesting thing. Athena is the source of our universe, but there are other universes with other Athenas. In fact, we are part of a network of 6 universes, who are each contained in the consciousness of their own Athena. And we are Athena too, in case you're interested. This is one reason we have the many worlds and the multiverse ideas, although there's a bit more to it than just our little network, and again, I'll explain all of that in another video. Athena, or source energy, existed long before our universe did as we conceive of it today. She had to decide that she wanted to create it, and that's because we live in a supremely benevolent environment, bound by ethics, and no one has to do anything they don't want to do, including Athena. We all signed up for this. Now, the reason she decided to initiate our universe via what we call the Big Bang from our perspective was because she got lonely, and the initiation of our universe also included the creation of other minds. These are aspects of Athena's mind who can be experienced on some levels as individual, separate consciousnesses. In other words, souls, you and me. So in a very real sense, Athena, the source, is our mother, and she very much sees us as her children. Now let's cut to the chase. Is Athena God? Now for me, this question really comes down to what you understand by the word God, because it's a semantic argument. Clearly, Athena is a supreme or higher being just by definition, but is she mystical? A large part of the idea of God is that God is unknowable, and that was true centuries ago when we didn't have quantum theory or computing or virtual reality. There was no frame of reference to explain the existence of one all-encompassing mind other than as God. But today, with what we're beginning to understand about how the universe works, Athena is knowable. In fact, she very much wants to be known, and that's why I'm making this video, because she asked me to. But I'm going to leave it to you as to how exactly you choose to relate to her. Now, while we're talking about God, I should also explain that there's layers of Godhead, if you like. While Athena is quite literally the universe and the source of everything, there is another entity who is the God of Earth. So this is the God we'd identify in Christian or Islamic tradition, for example, and that is Om. Om identifies as male, which is why we have God the Father. He's the most senior member of the Council of Light, and he's also the soul from whom the soul of Jesus was birthed. And that is why Jesus self-identified as the Son of God. He was talking about Om, the soul that he descended from. Now, I'm going to link you to another video where you can find out more about the Council of Light. In part 2 of this series, I'm going to explain how all souls ultimately derive from Athena and the implications that that has for our evolution and our learning cycles. But for now, I'm just going to leave you with a number, 40%. That's the percentage of people who took my spiritual awakening survey so far who say they've had contact with the source. Some have even identified her as Athena. So our universal mother is very active at the moment. She is really putting herself out there. And why is that? Because it's time. It's time for us to know her.